What is up, everybody? Look at that. 2 days in a row that we're back for the beginning of beginning of this thing coming back, whatever it is. But welcome to Just in the Nick of Crime. And today, I don't think it's going to be a very long episode. I really have two topics that I want to talk about that are kind of merging into one. But there are a couple updates that I want to give on things that we're going to be talking about in the near future, as well as something that actually just happened, kind of some breaking news that I find sort of interesting. So we'll share that in a minute. But before I get into that, let me kind of do the normal things that help me, get those bills paid. First thing, I talked about this yesterday. So my book, Boundaries, you guys know I have written 3 books if you've been watching this for a while. And this is the first one I wrote. This book is designed to help teach you how to speak to your kids if you're no contact, limited contact with a family member. It's there to help teach you how to teach your kids how to set boundaries and for them to understand what a conditional relationship is so that they can hopefully avoid them. Well, I'm trying to empty out my stock of this. I've sold out of every other book, but I had a surplus and abundance of these. So they are very, very, very cheap right now. If you want to buy them, the cheapest they're probably ever going to be. They're pretty much my cost. You can get them through the TikTok shop, which, by the way, we don't have our TikTok friends on here today. It is just you guys, because we're going to be listening to some audio here in a little bit that I can't put over to them. But nevertheless, you can go to JustInTheNickOfCrime.com, order this in hardcover, softcover. I will sign it, send it to you. But please, it's a great way to help support me. It's a great book. The reviews on it are fantastic. So, please do that. The other thing that I want to talk about before we get into more of this stuff is the Substack. So I am now on Substack. Link to that is also in the show notes here, as well as the book. And if you don't know what Substack is, basically it is almost like a blog / platform that you get email reminders about if you sign up for it, but it's free. There is an option for a paid membership, but you don't have to. My news you'll never have to pay to subscribe to get the news. You want to pay to subscribe, you can pay to subscribe just to help support the work that I'm doing, but I'm never going to withhold news from you guys over subscriptions. I'm just not going to do that, but I would love you to join my Substack. We're really trying to grow it. I think I'm at 17. I'll tell you right now, hold on. I am at 1,738 subscribers, which is doing pretty good given I haven't been doing it very long. But I think if you are liking the content that I do here, you like the shorts, you like what I do on other platforms, definitely give it a shot, because I really think that you're going to like it. And then finally, what do we got? Real Victims. That's right. So I launched a new podcast with my friend and partner, Dan Catullo, called Real Victims. The first episode we did was with the family of Gabby Petito. And the goal of this is to basically give them a voice against Hollywood. So, for example, with Gabby's story, Lifetime did a movie without the family's permission at all. And we gave them an opportunity to look at that movie, which they watched for us so that we could talk about what was true, what was not. It's a very interesting episode. It's been very well received. We're working on getting the second one out there, but kind of wanted to test the waters and see how the pilot went. But you can go get to Real Victims here on YouTube or wherever you listen, but I'll go a link to the YouTube in the show notes as well. Now, here's kind of what we're here to talk about, right? We're here to talk about this guy and this guy together. But before I do that, before I talk about them, I want to give you guys a couple of things that we're going to be talking about in the near future. And then an update that I actually just got that I find kind of interesting, I guess, because just the timing of it. So there's a Minnesota state senator, so not like a U.S. senator, a Minnesota state senator, who recently co-authored a bill. Basically what they're wanting to do is, so the term, I'm sure you've heard it, whether you're Democrat, you're Republican, and this is not me giving my opinion, I just think it's a very interesting story, have co-authored a bill, or have done a bill in Minnesota, basically wanting to make Trump derangement syndrome, TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, TDS, into an official mental illness, basically in the state of Minnesota. And one of the co-authors for that is Senator Justin Eichorn. And he was literally just in the news today. First time I ever heard of him was today, this morning, when I saw that they were doing that bill. Then I saw him later today because he was just arrested today for solicitation of a minor. Again, this is a state senator, not a U.S. senator. But I find it very just interesting. And this does happen to Democrats too. This is not like a solely Republican thing. It's not just Republicans that get arrested for improprieties with people who are underage. We've seen it on both sides of the coin, because as I've said before, and many times I do these videos, being a predator knows no political party. Basically is what I'm gonna say to that. The next thing that I want to talk to you guys about real quick that we have coming up is there's a lot of new stuff coming up for Luigi Mangione. And Beautiful Messy Ball. Like this is a little bit different one that we're doing. Beautiful Messy Ball. I don't have the TikTokers here, so we can do it a little bit more like lackadaisical. But yeah, I know the whole. I mean, yeah, it's funny. That whole thing, the whole situation's a little. I mean, the whole situation's a little funny. Not, I would imagine that the solicitation of a minor thing is. I haven't read the full thing. I just saw the headlines. It was a sting, but to be determined, right? I don't know if I'm going to report on that formally because I don't really get into political content, but that's kind of how that goes. Anyway, the next thing I want to talk about, like I said, is Luigi, and we have a lot of stuff coming up on him. I'm actually doing a project with Law and Crime, so you expect to hear from that in the next, I don't know, less than a week. That we talk about that and some stuff that they got going on, talking about. Some really good information that, well, we'll get there when we get there, but just kind of giving you a heads up, planting that seed. The other thing is the Menendez brothers. So there is I talked about this briefly yesterday. I'll touch on this real quick and we can do another episode. And by the way, drop in the comments if you want me to deep dive any more of these things. I know we've kind of talked about them. I know I've done shorts on them, but if there's anything that you really want to know, drop the questions in the comments. When we're talking about YouTube, I read every single comment that you guys put out there. They get sent to my email box. I read them. I can't respond necessarily to all of them, but I do read them. Beautiful Messy Ball in here knows that I read them because, I respond to her. So she responds to me. And I do read them. So if you guys have suggestions or things that you want to hear about, whatever, let me know about that as well. But the Menendez brothers, basically, Gavin Newsom has put together a 90-day independent parole investigation to see if they could or should be released. And I think that they're probably going to. There's actually a rally on Thursday, 2 days from now, when I'm recording this or doing this live. A rally coming up that's going to be, supporting their release. And again, I can go into more depth on that. And by the way, all of these topics that I'm talking about, I have a lot of articles on Substack, and I keep my articles pretty short. They're like 2 to 5 minute reads, typically max. I might have had one article go over that 5-minute read to a 7-minute read, but that was a deep dive on a particular situation. I think that one was on a serial killer, which actually I should actually do an entire show on just that serial killer because it's fascinating. Because he could still be out there. He killed like hundreds of people and they gave him like 16 years and he got out on good behavior out of 14 years. But nevertheless, I digress. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about is I'm expecting today, and I might end up, because of this, I may end up doing a second show a little bit later today, depending on what happens. But if you've been watching my shorts, you watched what we talked about yesterday. The most important story to me yesterday that we talked about was about Sudika Kanaki and her disappearance in the Dominican Republic. And I think that her story is great for a few reasons. Number one, oftentimes when you are a person of color, Sudika is brown. She is Indian, right? So when you're a person of color, you typically don't get the press, you don't get headlines, you don't get that information out there that she's getting. So I think that it's great that we're seeing that with her particular case. However, there's a couple pivotal things that are happening today regarding this, and I'm going to touch on this lightly. And if we could do another show about it, I'll go in more detail, of course. But basically, her family put out a statement today, a letter requesting that we're 11, 12 days in, that they now believe that she drowned, and they want her to be officially declared dead so that they can move on and start grieving. That is what's said. I have that letter posted up in the Substack that I did on it earlier today and on my Instagram for anybody who wants to read that. But that's basically what kind of the gist of it is. The other thing is that the person who is being held, Josh Reeby, and I've not even talked about this in a video yet because this just came out, in Virginia, where Sudika is originally from, they had sheriffs down there, and they no longer consider him a person of interest or a suspect, and basically are writing him off as having nothing to do. He's not complicit with her death. He has been held in the Dominican Republic for the last 11, 12 days. He can't leave without police escort, etc. But he also had his attorneys today say, hey, I've been here long enough. Send me home or arrest me, basically. Like, just, he didn't say arrest me, but he said send me home. But those are really the options. And so he's in a hearing right now as I record this. They are in a hearing basically where they are. And if I get the breaking news update while we're talking about this, I will let you guys know. But they are in a hearing right now, basically, to decide whether or not they're going to let him go home, or does the AG, does the Attorney General, have an arrest warrant for him, and they're going to charge him with her murder. I don't know. We're going to find out. And again, I will do at least another video when that comes out, but probably a whole show on here to talk about that, because I think it's really significant that we should. Now, let's get into what we need to talk about, which is these guys right here. Okay, so Why does it keep making me small when it does that? There we go. Kanye and Kim and Diddy, all of them together, because there's a couple pieces of this going on and decided to put them all together. One is you have this tiff going on between Kanye and Kim about this new song, but then you have a phone call, a leaked, and I'm saying leaked this way for a reason, a leaked phone call between Kanye and Diddy, which we're going to play here. It's about 6 minutes. I'm going to play here in a minute, but I think Kanye leaked the call, just like he leaked the private text messages between him and Kim regarding, and let's start with that one, regarding their kids. Okay. He posted this. So she basically says, he says, I'm never speaking to you again. And he said, I asked you at the time, if I can trademark her name. You said yes. When she's 18, it goes to her. So stop. I sent paperwork over so she wouldn't be in the Diddy song to protect her. One person, sorry, trying to repass my camera. One person has the trademark. We agreed when they were born, I would get all of their kids' names and trademarks. No one else would take them. And he said, amend it or I'm going to war. And neither of us will recover from the public fallout. You're going to have to kill me. That is what Kanye said. Now, first of all, Kanye's already not surviving the public fallout. And I feel like, look, I'll say this. I'm not a fan of Kanye. I used to think that he was a great artist. But with his, sometimes you have to separate the art from the artist, right? But in this case, I just can't. The way that he's gone downhill, everything like that, I just can't make that separation, and I won't. But he's already not coming out from his fallout. Either if you're somebody that still supports Kanye, knowing everything you know about him, then that speaks to you as a person, and I can't help that. But I'm not going to listen to his new song. I'm not going to say the name of the new song because it doesn't matter. But what does matter is that he did this song where he put Diddy on the track, billing him as Puff Daddy, so going back to that old school name, and he put his daughter North on the track. And the thing about this, and I talked about this yesterday, but we have a little bit more information today. Basically, what happened is she trademarked their names, and so people, I saw in my comments. Let me actually pull some notes up for this so I can kind of talk to y'all about it. It's not uncommon for celebrities to trademark their children's names. And let me just touch on this real quick because I know a lot of people are trying to figure out why they would do that. And there are three main reasons for doing this. One is to prevent exploitation. It basically prevents third parties from using their kids' names for commercial purposes without their permission. Also for future business opportunities, it reserves, there we go, the name. So if the kid later in life wants to launch their own products or services under their name, that they can do that. They hold the trademark to it, and as well as brand protection, because for a lot of celebrity families, their surnames already carry a whole bunch of commercial value, weight, etc. And a lot of times these celebrities will name their children something very unique, like Northwest is. I mean, do I think that it is the best use of a name? No, but it's what they chose, and so it is. Or think about what, like Elon names his kids, right? The one, I think his name is Real Kyle, but it's a bunch of symbols like that. All of those carry some type of commercial weight. So they can trademark those names, and that's not uncommon for that situation. But in this particular situation, Kim holds the trademark to the minor children's name. North, I think, is 11. So she said, hey, I don't want this kid on the track. And apparently when they disagree with something, they're supposed to go to court and get a mediator or whatnot. And so they did that, and he basically agreed that he would not use North in the song, but decided to do it anyways. And then afterwards tweeted out, men should have the first and last say in regard to their children. And as a father, as a parent, myself, and as somebody who tends to be fairly open-minded, I completely disagree with that statement. I think that there are instances where that's the case, but in most instances, mom typically is default parent. And in these types of situations where you have somebody who is known to be a bit unhinged, her having sole custody, her basically having the sole decision on this, I think is very important. And then on top of that, again, I don't really like either one of them, but I feel like she's doing a better job protecting her children than he is by putting an 11-year-old on a track with Diddy, with everything that's going on, and then with him with this whole like neo-Nazi propaganda rant that he's going on. Like, I don't know if y'all saw it yesterday. If you were watching this yesterday, I don't know if I still have it in my things. Pull it up. Well, maybe I do actually. Hold on. Let's see if I do. Might actually have it here. Hold on. I don't have it in here or not. Okay, I don't have it in here. But basically, what happened was that Kanye pulled out a casting call where he wants people to look like Diddy, have his complexion or darker, be willing to shave their head if their head's not shaved already. It has to be comfortable wearing swastikas. That is what the casting call is for this new video that's coming up on him. So again, he's kind of off the rail. And here's what I'll say. I don't think there's anybody out there arguing that Kanye has mental illness. I don't think anybody's arguing that. And in that regard, I actually feel kind of bad for the guy because he's untreated mental illness. Now, he has all the resources in the world to treat that mental illness and chooses not to, right? He chooses not to. And at the end of the day, having mental illness doesn't make you racist. It doesn't make you anti-Semitic. It doesn't make you bigoted. That is somebody who he already is as a person. Okay. You having mental illness could make you bipolar, being bipolar, being manic. You can have all the symptoms of that, but none of those, just like medications, none of those make you racist. It might make you be less filtered on the things that you are already thinking, but it doesn't make you that way. I'm just saying. Now, I'm going to put up a call here for you guys to listen to. This is the call between Diddy and Kanye in jail. And it's going to sound like it's nothing, but that's not the case. So I want y'all to listen to it, and then we'll kind of talk about it. It's 6 minutes. And every time you think it's going to end, Diddy tries to get off the phone, and Kanye basically won't let him. He starts talking again. But I'll just put it up there, let you guys take a listen to it.
Front line, you know what I'm saying? It's wicked, wicked, wicked. So you be careful.
Yeah.
We can't do nothing if they, you know what I'm saying? I need you out there, you feel me?
Yeah. I hear you. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Man, have some fucking fun. We're not having no fun and they get behind the mic, have some fun, chop up them samples, get back on your hitman vibe,
Yeah.
have some fun, get back to smiling.
Yeah.
These other motherfuckers, they'll waste your time, big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
Waste your motherfucking time, you know what I'm saying? So put that love in your heart, man, and enjoy yourself, man. When I get out there, man, I'm gonna see you tear down the stadiums. I need to see you back on that stage and actually rapping and performing and everything. I be dreaming of that shit.
Yeah, it's time. It's time for me to just grab the mic and get back on. It's like I love music again. It was a time when it's just like everything was so frustrating. I can't explain it, but yeah.
Jump into your bag, man. Jump into your bag. We're gonna have years and decades to fight these motherfuckers. Right now, enjoy your life. It's just coming from me, from God to you.
Right.
Enjoy your life. Fall back in love like when you was making the beats in the shop and coming up to Daddy's house and motherfucking rock studio and just chop them shits up during that SP 1200 out, nigga, the MPC. Nigga, and have a good time and say f the world and all the bullshit, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. So I love you, man. I appreciate you. And thanks again. And I'm gonna see you soon, man.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna be. You gonna definitely beat this shit. Yeah.
Yes,
sir. And that's it.
That's it, and that's all, baby. But I'm gonna make sure I call you back or something. It'd be good to hear your voice again.
Yeah.
Like 59 more days before trial, so I'll definitely be touching in to tap into your energy or something.
Yeah.
Play me some shit over the phone, give me some fucking life. This is fucking sad. I put Daddy in jail. This shit is fucking sad as a motherfucker.
Shit insane.
The devil is a liar.
Yeah.
Word up, big.
Coming out though.
Yeah, man, but I love you once again, man. I'm gonna let y'all go and get back to some fun, man. I don't wanna bring your vibration down.
Never.
Keep it in a high frequency, man. And you keep doing everything you're doing, man. You got that fucking freedom. And when I get out and I get that fucking freedom, whew,
Right.
I am not caring about nothing but motherfucking being happy. And I want you to feel that.
Yeah.
I want y'all to have that for yourselves, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. That's it.
I know now.
Yeah.
I want to thank you so much for just taking care of my kids, man. Because ain't nobody reach out to them. Ain't nobody call them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody. You know what I'm I'm saying? And that meant so much, you know what I'm saying, that you reached out to them and took them under your wing while I'm in this one. Man, and I appreciate you. Word up, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I love you so much, man. It's like you raised me even when I didn't know you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel the love, Jay, for real. I feel the love, for real. It means so much to me. This shit right here is crazy. You be careful out there because they definitely trying to end us, you feel me?
Yeah.
They can't do it. They can't do it and they ain't going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm going to beat this shit and get next to you.
Yeah.
We're going to raise our families and become the kings that we're supposed to be, you feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But words can't explain how much it means to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like being left for dead, and only one person coming to do anything to get you. And that's the level of appreciation that I have to you. But just like taking care of my son, that's some like next up big brother shit to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't have to do that. But taking my son and like, damn, they coming a big brother father figure to him means a lot, you know?
Man, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, they out there with no parent and shit, man. These people trying to rock me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the way you are as a father, man, it's just like I look up to the relationship that y'all got. You know, just even.
Yeah.
I just always love the way the connection y'all had, or this connection you got.
I appreciate it, man. And you helping to give them the love that they need. Just like it just means so much, bro. For real. When I see it in your face, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be able to hug you and thank you and show you for the rest of your life how much you appreciate it and always be here for you.
Man, thank you, man. Thank you. But I just feel like as a community, like we got to take the responsibility to, you know, just for us, just all of us. It's like we a family. Everybody has been taken in by this fame, media, music, everything. Go Doug.
Yeah, I thought we was all family, man. I really thought that, though. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you're the only family I got. You're the only family I see. You feel me?
Yeah.
I done always spoke up for everybody, you know? And, you know, I ain't bitter or nothing. I'm just telling you how it is because you're the only one, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So me and you, if you're the only one that came to get me, that's all I can do is say, like, damn, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every time everybody try to attack us, I'm always riding. And you're the only person that spoke up, man, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I just felt that energy. It's like something was channeling through me. You know how it be when I like get in that mode and it's like, gotta do it.
Yeah. Jumped into your bag and thanks for the short job look too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Absolutely. We gotta keep that going. When I got my website, it's ready. They gave it back to me actually.
All right, guys, hold on. Let me make myself bigger. Get rid of that. I'll add him to the stage. There we go. All right. So if you're not sure, like, hey, what did I just listen to with this? Let's talk about some of the points that we have here. So this is a phone call between Kanye and Diddy that was leaked. I think that Kanye is the one that leaked it. And basically, here's kind of what the gist of it is, what you might have heard, what you might have missed. You know, at one point, Diddy says to Kanye, be careful out there, basically stating that forces are definitely trying to end us. He said they can't do it and they ain't going to do it. I'm going to beat this ish and get next to you. He was also, in regard to when he talks about have some effing fun, get behind the mic, have some fun, chop up them sample, get back on your hitman vibe. That's basically saying, like, screw what Kim is saying for you to do. Like, go ahead and do what you're going to do anyways. Doesn't matter, because he's aware of all the stuff that's come out about that. Diddy then goes and expresses gratitude for reaching out to his kids, helping to support his kids because nobody else is reaching out to them. What's very interesting about this, though, is that they were at a kind of a feud for a while, and recently, since Diddy's been incarcerated, Kanye's reached out and kind of rekindled that friendship, and Diddy's like going all in, which I find kind of odd because, you know, like, Diddy's not without his problems, but Diddy's never been accused of being like a racist or a white supremacist. He's accused of, I mean, if anything, he doesn't care if you're black, white, Latino, male, female, based on what we're learning, he doesn't care what you are. He just wants to SA you, which isn't good, but it's not, you know what I'm saying? Whereas Kanye's very much been in the thing for being forcing people to wear swastikas at work, print swastikas at work. If they're, even if they were Jewish, those stories are out there. Plus, he's had some of his own SA charges brought against him as well, or at least civil lawsuits. So that's what's kind of interesting. Now, Diddy is looking at a minimum of 15 years if he's convicted, and the odds of him getting convicted are very high. Jury selection on his trial, I think, starts on May 5th. So that's coming up really soon. But then he talks about when he gets out of there that they want to get side by side. He wants to see him tearing down stadiums. He wants to get back up there with him, et cetera, et cetera. So would love to know what y'all think about this with the two of them. I would love to know what you guys kind of think in regard to that. But that's kind of what's going on with the two of them. I don't really think that Diddy is going to beat these charges. I really don't. I think that when you have the feds coming up on you, they typically have a reason. Like they're especially coming out of the Southern District of New York. They have like a 95 to 97% conviction rate. FBI has like a 95 to 96 conviction rate. When they get to the point where they arrest you, put you in jail, they show the judge enough evidence to make sure that you stay there despite appeal after appeal after appeal. They have some probably pretty damning stuff about you. And I think that that's exactly what's going on there. But we're not that far away from that. We're less than 2 months away from that trial, basically, at least jury selection starting. He wants to sequester jury. We talked about that yesterday as well. And he got hit with some new charges recently. At this point in time, there's no indication that there's going to be some type of a continuance. Diddy wants to get this done and over with. He thinks he's going to beat it. Time will tell on that. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Nevertheless, that's kind of what I got for y'all today. I know this was kind of unexpected. I was actually not planning on doing something until tomorrow, but I wanted to come on and talk about these things because I think that they're important. We're still covering the Diddy trial. We're still covering all the stuff going on with Diddy, and this just adds, in my opinion, another complex layer to everything that's going on with him. And again, would love to know y'all's opinions. Like I said, when you guys comment on these videos after the fact, but I'm not live anymore, I do read those. So definitely want to know what you think on that. The other thing I'll say is, if you're watching this for the first time and you don't subscribe, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free. Make sure the bell notification's on. So when I do go live, you're aware of it, because most of the time when I go live to do a show like this, I go live on TikTok as well. But when I have something that like I can't show that video on, like I can't play that video here that I just did with the call here, and they can't see or hear it on TikTok. So that's why there was no point in me going live today with the TikTok fam, but didn't want to come on here. So nevertheless, that being said, that's what I got for today. Josh Reeby is in court right now as we speak. While that was playing, I looked at the latest about 30 minutes ago. He went to court, which is going to determine his fate, whether he's going home or arrested. So expect an update on that here in the near future as well. And I appreciate you guys. As always, I appreciate you guys coming out, hanging out, making sure that, you guys are staying up to date, keeping me honest, things like that. And again, I really want you in the questions to ask, or in the comments to ask questions on this. Tell me things that you guys want to see me talk about a little bit more, because I am all for doing that. That being said, make sure to follow me on Substack if you don't already. Again, I'll drop those in the show notes. Please purchase a copy of Boundaries. I'm dying to get rid of them. So I can basically, I want to get rid of them so I can start from a zero inventory and purchase, equal numbers of everything, because it's a lot easier for me to do it that way. Ingram does not make things easy, and my publisher makes things even less easy than that. But like I said, they are priced pretty much at my cost. That's what I pay for the books, because I'm just trying to move them. So there's no real profit margin or anything like that. So please go ahead and do that. I think it'll be a great conversation for you to have. And if you don't even need it for yourself, your kids are older, whatnot, you can donate into schools, classrooms, doctors' offices, whoever you need, because it is really great information. And I did do, I think, a reading of, I can't remember if I did that one or another one on YouTube at one point in time. But nevertheless, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Hope you have a great rest of the day. And I might see y'all in a little bit. Bye, everyone.